interrupt this program to bring you Courage, the Calorie Dog Show, starring Courage, the Calorie Dog. A band has a pup. He was found by Muriel, who lives in the middle of nowhere, with her husband, Eustace Bags. But creepy stuff happens in nowhere. It's up to Courage to save his family in his new home. DJ, hit it. You say stupid dog. You made me look bad.
I think you just caught everybody off guard with that. I didn't know that was coming.
I missed it.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking? That's a good question.
Well,
Let's talk about old school cartoons since we're on the topic.
You always say that. You say that every single episode.
Oh, I like cartoons, damn it.
well,
You don't even let that shit breathe. You just go, you know what 90s cartoons are missing these days?
well, we're not going down there because, like I've always said, the reason why we love 90s cartoons is because that's what we grew up with. So therefore, the kids nowadays are growing up with the stuff they have now. So in 20 years, they're gonna say, "Ugh, Amazing World Gumball is great."
No,
that shit is terrible.
it was actually great.
Gumball was actually...
It was funny as shit.
It was pretty funny.
It had, what,
It was
8
pretty
seasons?
funny. But
Yes, that.
Yeah.
what about Teen Titans Go?
We don't talk about that atrocity.
I don't watch that. Wait, what? You ain't like it?
No.
Why
It
not?
was fucking stupid.
No, listen, that shit was actually pretty hilarious.
It was not funny. I watched
the
3 seasons worth of that shit, and
The
I
thing
did not
is-
crack a smile.
I think Teen Titans Go is funny in the same way that TikTok is funny. Where it's just like something short and stupid. But I don't think if you're comparing it to the old one,
Then yeah.
The old one,
Yeah.
it had like
And I
actual-
try not to compare it, but it's just so
the thing is,
fucking
but
hard.
It's 2 different things though. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Just think about when people always try to debate who's the best, a Batman or
Kevin Conroy, duh.
Kevin Conroy.
Yes, his original voice, well, not original voice actor, but Batman the Animated Series voice actor.
But that's your
The
opinion,
I am
though.
vengeance.
But that's just your opinion. Like there
Are you
is
getting
no right
all-
answer. There is no point that there is no right answer.
You know,
like, everyone's opinions is just gonna be
before you
different.
get too far into this, how about we start off with introductions?
Yes, okay.
This is the Victory Clique podcast. Hello, everybody. Don't question why I'm in a lawn chair. Don't question why we have on sunglasses. Just roll with it. We're having a late night conversation. I forgot who I was for a second. I'm not gonna cut that out. I forgot what I was doing. I totally zoned out. I'm the Prince of Rhodes. This is Tony Tone Man.
What it be, it's your boy Myles B, aka 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐖𝐈
And it's our friend DJ. What do you go by, DJ?
DJ. 2 times. DJ.
He knows the road.
DJ.
Why not DJ
That's my
Pac-Man?
DJ.
DJ Square.
DJ Pac-Man, DJ Pac-Man. No, because you work
DJ
for
DJ the Pac.
DJ the Pac-Man, yeah.
DJ
Okay.
Pac.
That's
What
tough.
type
You
of
should
track
make that.
name?
You should make that your handle.
Yeah, that's his Wu-Tang
DJ
name
Pac-Man.
now.
Yeah, DJ the Pac. Alright, yeah.
DJ the Pac-Man.
Yeah. But now that we finally established who the hell we are, let's get back to what I was trying to get at, alright? There is no
Okay,
right
just skip
answer.
over that. I mean, again, introductions would be nice.
So what are we talking about today, Jaquez?
Well, can I ask them to follow us on Instagram and
They already
Twitter
know the
and
routine.
YouTube?
Okay, fine, my fault.
They're not gonna know unless we ask
Okay,
them.
you're right.
Follow us all on Instagram and all the platforms. You're listening to this on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Subscribe button. Like,
Button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, and come check back with us. We're fucking lit. What handles y'all want to plug? Did we already give them up? Any Instagram, any Twitter, anything?
I mean,
that's pretty much everything right now.
already, like I said before, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, 𝐓𝐡𝐞 gang.
If you're listening on Spotify, Prince of Rhodes. If you're listening on Apple Music, Prince of Rhodes. Everything, all same handles.
Share, please.
Share. Oh yeah, share if you like it. Leave us a comment. What are y'all doing on a Saturday night? We're in here recording a podcast. It just started raining.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go to the beach.
There's no hot boys
Beach
summer.
room, nothing like that.
Oh yeah. Who's up right now? Hot boys or city girls?
City boys, city boys.
Well, all I'm gonna say is that that's just we're not going into that.
You don't want to go? Not tonight. Did you hear about
actually
that
wanted to
man who
discuss
had
about
35 different girlfriends and then got birthday presents from all of them?
Well, look,
He
He got
belongs to the
35
streets.
presents for all.
the only
And he took them all different birthdays.
The reason why I want to stay out of it is because I realized who the champion city boy was.
Future.
No, Wilt Chamberlain. That is the Godfather. Do you know how many women he's had sex with in his entire life?
Is it more than Hugh Hefner?
Just guess. Guess any number.
25.
74. No, nigga, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. Yes. No, guess. Guess how many women?
200.
More than
500.
No.
It's over 9,000.
More than that.
No way.
Yeah. Around like maybe 20,000, 10,000, something like that.
See, I you know what I've always wondered as well? If you
But is being a city boy just about body count?
I guess it's
I
just
thought it
not
was
going
more
back
about
and
the
forth.
swindle.
Swindle?
The swindle.
It's just a bunch of bullshit, man. Let's just cut it down, man.
I mean, sure. But I mean, why are these people championing these people then?
Because these niggas are hurt. No, these niggas out here are just hurt. They're hurt and they need some therapy. Like, there was this one tweet that you sent me last week. You know, I'm about to read it right now of that guy's profile on like Tinder or whatever. You don't
He's
remember
on his
that?
Drake shit,
No.
huh? You know, speaking of Drake, you know, he is the epitome of a city boy. His glow up after he got his heart broken really made him into who he is now. He read the book of misogyny and he was like, let me get on my A
Who
game.
wrote the book of misogyny?
Future wrote it, but Drake
I don't know,
followed
man.
him.
He went to the scrolls.
Yes.
Alright, I found a tweet. In this guy's bio on his dating profile, it says, if you broke, got kids, no car, fake hair, and bad attitude, leave me alone. You want to see my assets, then let's meet up like adults, broke bitch. Where y'all came for a gas, laughing emoji. I'm like, what's... You heard.
you
Go
doing
what?
it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like go get some therapy. Like why are you so angry? And why are you so angry at all women just because you had your heart broken like maybe once or twice? All right, no, all are the same way. They just mad, bro.
Hoes mad.
Yes.
But ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
But dude hoes.
Yeah, exactly, dude. What?
I don't know. You're the one that brought this up.
I mean, no, you get what we were talking
When is
about.
Certified Lover Boy dropping? Anybody heard anything from that? Every time I hear some shit from Drake, he's making candles.
You know, there was a video that came out recently where Kendrick Lamar's like engineer on his new album saying that his new album's gonna have all types of new sound.
that could have gone so
What
wrong.
the hell? Anyway, yeah, but so
It's like a ticking time bomb. Hold on.
I feel like I feel like most of these artists are not going to release their albums until the pandemic is over. Like the Migos said that Culture 3.
Gonna be over. Oh my
Migos
God.
are still
I
relevant.
mean, I don't know. I mean, this pandemic.
You didn't
has
hear
been-
how fucking Quavo mollywalked Saweetie?
Well,
Yeah,
consider
I
well.
saw that. Yeah.
Did he really do that?
You didn't see that whole Solange?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Looking,
bro.
Look, he threw her out the elevator.
Yeah, it was like
That shit
Solange
looked
and Jay-Z
I could
all
have
over
sworn.
again.
Listen, I could have sworn from what I heard that it was that both of them just fighting each other. Like
That shit looked like
First
that.
of all,
Solange
they
and
ended up getting divorced. They ended up breaking up and stuff, right?
yeah.
I feel like that's just to promote their albums. They'll probably be back together next summer.
It might be.
I don't know. I have a hard time believing anything these celebrities do nowadays. Anybody's doing anything for
Kind of similar, probably to like the Future and not the Future, but Cardi B and
Offset.
Offset. Aren't they back
What are they
together?
doing?
Aren't they back
There's
together?
like that woman just. I'm happy that she values marriage like that, but if you notice motherfuckers keep doing the same shit, then why stay with them?
Because their marriage is about the brand more than anything else. I mean, their marriage is also a business deal.
But Offset has been talking about big booty ass Ethiopian
booty
bitches for the longest time. Yes.
64 walkthrough.
Bitch, don't panic.
64 walkthrough. Bitch, don't panic. Where your ass was at?
Anyways.
Why? Yeah, like you said, like, why is anyone surprised by that?
Yeah, I don't know. Been talking about that. But you know, I guess it's a bad look for her when she's all about women empowerment and all that stuff. To stay with a nigga that's just gonna keep doing whatever he's gonna do. And like you said, it is about brand. Most of these relationships are mostly about brand when you're on that level.
I mean, like, when it comes to those kind of like relationships, like you said, that kind of level in terms of stardom or just wealth class, it's not necessarily about the romantic. It's not about the romantic aspects or the trust, where it's like you can't cheat or do anything. No, it's about furthering your brand or whatever you're trying to pursue.
I mean, but if you're on that level, do you want a partnership like that though, where they're doing the same thing that you have to do?
I mean, like me personally, or just in general?
I mean, if you were in that situation.
If I was in that situation, I'm the type of person where I'm not a fan of cheating at all, no matter what. So, I'm gonna most
but
of the time.
how do you feel about like the whole fake a breakup and drop a makeup album and all that stuff?
That's fucking stupid.
That is
none of that.
That is an example of.
I mean, that's the business.
That's marketing.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce perfected that in 2016 when Beyonce dropped Lemonade, which discussed also that Jay-Z was doing black women empowerment, this and this. And Jay-Z drops an album saying, I apologize, I'm a father, philanthropist, now trying to save the black community.
Offset did that. He dropped Father of Four.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And
do you think that works?
And that's...
Or do you think people just don't care?
I think it's both. I mean, some people legit, for the people that follow these celebrities to with their full heart, that believe everything, it works for them. But the most people really don't care. I mean, we just listen to music. I mean, if R. Kelly could still have listeners nowadays, I mean, we listen to pretty much anything.
What about you? How do you feel about that DJ? Do you think that limelight and stuff, if you were in, let's say you were high profile, celebrity, something like that, influencer, do you think you could do all the faking it?
Faking it? It's gonna catch up sooner or later. Like, you want to they say fake it till you make it,
but can I give my grievances about that? Cause and one thing I've noticed with most of these cases where whenever a high profile celebrity power couple break up, is usually the guy that's cheating. It's like, it's automatically assumed that only the guy was cheating inside the relationship. When I'm like, do y'all realize how powerful the woman is too? I mean, I'm not saying that any of this happened, but as powerful as Jay-Z was pulling any kind of woman he wanted, don't you think that Beyonce could have pulled any kind of guy she wanted? And probably
I always
did the
had
exact
this
same thing?
sneaking suspicion, and this is just in my own head canon.
Yeah, I mean,
that Beyonce and LeBron James were secretly, that's her sneaky link.
And
because the way she be cheering that nigga on in his games, it's like, damn, Jay-Z is right there.
What about Rihanna? You know, I mean, a fan of Rihanna is a LeBron James.
Well, but Rihanna isn't married to Jay-Z.
Or to anyone at best.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I'm just saying in terms of like that whole celebrity relationship thing. I mean, and Rihanna does right that way. She, be dating a rapper or whatever. She was dating that billionaire. That was a finesse. I don't care what anybody says. That was boss moves.
I mean, but again, like, I'm just trying to say is that you automatically assume that it was only the guy that was cheating the whole entire time, when I fail to realize that the woman is just as powerful, that more powerful. She can easily do the same thing when she think that she probably did not do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, look, no offense. Look, listen, no offense, but it's Beyonce, alright? I know a ton of guys that would probably drop everything they had and Beyonce hit them up and said, hey, come to my spot, I'll fly you out.
Well, but that's the thing. It's not just Beyonce. It's Jay-Z too. There's two sides to it. There's, of course, the people that love and support Beyonce and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And of course, the niggas that think that they can spit at Beyonce. But you don't think... Jay-Z said it himself, there's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. You don't think this nigga has phone lines that he has to toss off because bitches would just be hitting his line all day and night?
Oh yeah, no, make no mistake. I
don't know.
That happens to his side as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think about it, because I don't know how anyone could probably be able to handle that amount of power. And just that sheer amount of temptation just
attention. I don't know if I could just
Attention,
take that
constant
constant attention, just other people's thoughts inside of my own head, you know, of just like, you know, they should do this and they should do that and blah blah blah. That shit is, it's really stressful, especially if you're an artist. I mean, Beyonce was really great with the whole surprise rollout with Lemonade and, you know, Jay-Z.
And then the Carters, you know.
Well, yeah, and they have the whole makeup album or whatever. But I'm just mean, like, I remember when Jay-Z dropped his album, though, it was just slammed by the critics, but he did whatever he wanted to do because he had an intention with that album. He didn't just make an album for the sake of making an album. Whether you agree or not, if that makes the album good is, you know, debatable, but there's still a lot of negative feedback there. You know, a lot of people that are like, he cheated, there is no excuse, I don't care, I'll never listen to your music again. This, that, and the third. What were you about to say?
I was saying that's stupid as fuck.
But Beyonce has a very loyal fan base. If in the eyes of her fan base, Jay-Z has like done something bad, there are some people that will never forgive him.
Yeah, I guess he pulled an R. Kelly towards Beyonce.
No, R. Kelly.
No, I'm just saying that's how extreme
we need to
take it.
Yeah, hold on, guys. We gotta. Okay, we should talk about R. Kelly as well.
Oh
okay?
no.
Yeah, I don't think we should go down that rabbit hole. I would still like to be able to sell this.
Okay. Here's the thing I will say, everyone, is that this 2021 has been one of the most insane years of my entire life, because we had an entire attack on the United States Capitol by white people
in February,
and they just, you know, walked out.
Went home
smoking dinner. I cannot believe.
Hey Francine, how you been today? I just went and invaded the
I cannot believe I saw a man smoke a joint in the United States Capitol
In the shit.
and not get caught.
Not get caught.
That dude said, he said, I left her a quarter on her desk. He went and stole the mail off her desk.
Yes. We saw people go into the chambers and steal highly classified documents and pose in was she Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi? Yeah. Literally posed in her chair with his feet on her table. The most disrespectful things.
Well.
Yep.
I tried to upload that one time for a whatchamacallit.
The dude was still oh my god.
Yeah, they fucking threw it up there.
That actually happened. Now,
because Getty Images, they're like the stock image people. I guess they copyrighted it before anybody else did.
but it is nuts to think about that actually happened, and the fact that people are still trying to justify that was not Donald Trump's fault.
It was.
I think the worst part of the conversation is the fact that everybody's so ready to go back outside that we're just like, we don't even care. Just get us outside first.
Yeah, I mean, look. Listen, y'all. I get it, but we gotta talk about what led to that. All right, what led to, you know, a legit population of people, mostly white folk, or let's say Americans, decided to say, you know what, the vote is being stolen by the actually illegal democratic process that was being happening. So I'm going to invade the most secure building in the United States Capitol. I felt that I had the power to do that.
But you know,
how power do you have to feel to do that? What
was her name? Walters. Maxine Walters. She
shot?
No. The black congresswoman from California.
Yeah, she said something to, what was it? She said something last week, and they were lighting her ass up on Twitter because they said that her language was kind of charged to say, like, what was happening last week?
I guess she was gaslighting black community.
Yeah, no, not gaslighting. No, that's not the word. Gaslighting is not good. That's when you try to make somebody convinced. People use gaslighting a lot. That's like when you try to convince somebody.
But what happened with Maxine Waters, though? Hang on a second. Maxine Waters. Oh, she was talking about Chauvin's trial?
Something. Yeah, that's what happened. Oh my God, how could we forget about that? He got fucking charged, guilty on all 3 cases, you know.
Thank God.
Put a round of applause.
Yeah.
kind of sucks how the whole fucking world had to prevent.
That's the only reason they did it.
It's the jurors though, man. It was the jurors that said guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was jurors really.
But the thing is, you got to remember, and they were talking about this at the pre-roll, like when they were just waiting to announce it. They were saying, fuck, I lost my whole train of thought.
The reason why he was guilty?
No, they were saying the only reason they were even charging it is because the original people in charge of the case were not going to do it. They said, "Oh yeah, we believe it's an accident or whatever." They said.
Well, like Maxine Waters, like what you say about that though?
No, let me get there. Okay. Jesus, Maxine is going to be there. Okay. Maxine is going to be all right.
I'm sorry. I have to make sure.
Sorry, why are you so aggressive?
I'm just making sure.
You just keep saying Maxine. It's like, damn, can I tell the story? They don't know. We got to explain it to the people.
All right, continue.
Damn, you made me lose my train of thought again.
You were talking about the whole issue between the whole trial with George Floyd.
Yeah.
Floyd. Sorry.
They were saying that the original prosecution was not going to try to press charges on him. They were just going to believe whatever the police report said. So a special investigator had to come in and try it. But that's also just crazy to think that this might not have gone to trial at all.
It's just nuts.
Yeah, and it literally just took the fact. It literally took an online video going viral, and you know, we can speculate about you know, police solutions. I do think we really should be vocal about some. I don't know if you ever heard of like 8 Can't Wait, of like it's like 8 de-escalation things that police should have to go through before they engage with anybody.
Lethal Force is the last one. First of all, it's talking, then it's like shouting, then you bring out your nightstick or your OC spray, then you bring your gun out, but you don't point it towards them. Then you point it towards them. You give them warning while holding it. Be like, hey, if you don't put your weapon down, I'm fucking shooting. And if they still don't do that and it looks like they're advancing, then that's when you use lethal fire.
And you're in the military, you know.
That's what they taught us. Literally, I'm an MP, so they taught us that during our AIT training, and they were like teaching us that whole 8-step progress. And in my head, I was like, this is ironic because half these white motherfuckers in here, I will not do that. They'll go straight to 8 and call it a day.
Well, but that's the thing. Yeah. That's the whole argument is that, you know, in the Constitution, we really aren't even supposed to have a standing army. And all these laws that we are supposed to say protect us from the police were designed to protect us from the British Army. The police are like an internal military force where the enemy is the...
Sorry to cut you off, but haven't you noticed though that the way how police trains it that they're going to war out in the streets?
And that's what I'm saying, but their target is us.
Exactly.
Whereas the military is trained to do that, but they're trained better because, you know, it's international conflict. Isn't it actually against the Geneva Code to just go around murdering people? If an army did that, that would be a violation of that.
There was one man.
Well, it would be against for the Geneva Code. It's against like us, like military folks, to kill people who are either prisoners of
running
war,
away,
or like refugees, or people we have like say like ambassadors or somebody else. Say like a random citizen from Afghanistan we got in custody. We can't kill them, or they can't kill us, because that's something that they can also have repercussions for.
Well, but I mean, aren't there rules about like if somebody's retreating or running away, you're not allowed to just shoot them in the back?
But during wartime it's a little more complicated.
Of course, but we're not in wartime. But the police should never be in wartime because the enemy is us in there.
This is crazy.
And I'm not saying that all encounters with police are bad. Well, I'm not gonna say they're good either.
But the thing is, my issue with the police oftentimes is that I've noticed that oftentimes when you're like getting pulled over, like it's a simple ticket, and the cops have backup for some reason. Why does a cop need backup for a simple pullover? When you bring more cops, that oftentimes increases anxiety among the person that's getting pulled over. I mean, just imagine if that you're driving somewhere and you get pulled over for speeding, and the next thing you know, here's like 2 of his officers come up for backup.
Well, and you know what's really a really weird thing, an anecdote really, is there's a cop that used to come to my gym, and you know, I'm friendly to everybody, but you know, it was part of our job to go enforce the policy, like you can't have gym bags on the floor, can't do this, can't do that, and you know, we have the mask policy too. Sometimes they just send us out to, you know, just make sure everybody's following the procedure and whatnot. And the cop would be in there, and you know, sometimes he might be wearing the wrong shoes or whatever. So he'd always try to like fix himself or whatever real quick if he would ever see me just doing like rounds or whatever, or just like wanting to fix something on the floor. And then it clicked in my head is that is probably what
we feel whenever they're around.
No, but I mean, in his head, that probably clicked with him that, you know, this is what people feel.
Yeah.
Like when they see police pulling up to you, they immediately think, oh shit. Because when people are looking for something wrong, they're going to find something wrong.
They're going to find something wrong, yeah. It's like, there's always going to be some mistake. You know, I was reading John Lewis's book, Walking with the Wind. Fantastic book, by the way. Whenever you can pick one up, it's a very long book, but
read, niggas, read.
Please, because that man, it's like a biography of his entire life, and he explains all the different milestones and details among the civil rights movement during the '60s, like from Selma to, you know, March and Montgomery, everything you could think of. And he was saying that he met with Muhammad Ali in Africa. I'm sorry, Malcolm X, excuse me. Malcolm X in Africa. And he was saying that Malcolm X was considering going to, I think the UN for, I forgot what it's called. But it was human rights violations to try to bring charges against America for the treatment of black people. But, you know, that same year, he was assassinated. So there has been a couple probably civil rights activists that have been considering going to the
UN.
Going to the UN. You know,
but the thing is,
kind of charges.
And not to get super duper political, and if this was to be our tinfoil hat episode or whatever, not to get too conspiracy theory-ish, but the United States is for the most part the most militant country on the planet. We are kind of the enforcing power of the United Nations, so it wouldn't matter if we did go to the United Nations, because the United Nations is owned by us.
We have more prisoners than engineers here in this country.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking for a second.
Well, again, our police are at war with the streets.
Literally.
And everybody say the streets keep calling them.
Well, if you think about it, also, policemen are basically like car dealers. Every arrest or ticket or any type of headshot they get is just a commission for their paycheck that they can get.
And a lot of these people are retiring off of these, and it's like, how the hell are you going to kill somebody and retire?
You know,
to them, that's probably like game.
I'm starting to see like a lot of the laws we have in this country are for the most part attacks against the
people.
Like, let's talk about traffic laws, for example. Like, I'm a car guy, as everybody knows, and I've noticed that a lot of times speed limits are enforced as a tax against the drivers because
it's just an easy way to make money.
Nah, you know what pisses me off the
want
most? The one thing that really irritates me the most is that when you're say you're going on I-95, you go from or even just down the interstate real quick. You go from a 55 to a 65, then a 55, and if you're somehow in the 60, you still get pulled over. Bitch, how am I supposed to go like that from one speed limit? Yes, exactly. Yeah. And as soon as they see you trying to slow down or trying to get to the normal speed, that's when they want to pull you over.
And my thing is that if you really want to enforce safer driving, don't focus on just speed. Focus on the flow of traffic. And what I mean is pass on the left. Listen, the left is the fast lane. You don't pass on your right of somebody, you pass on the left of them.
But again, it's easy money for them. They know, we could put a speed trap here, we'll make $100K in tickets, and we'll use that ticket money to pay for the road itself.
And here's the thing though, the money doesn't even go back to the roads because the way the roads get funded is through the gas tax. The rest of the money is going towards other stuff that the citizens don't even know about.
Certainly not towards education or.
That's what they try to sell with lottery tickets. Everybody always goes, well, it's okay if we put a lottery here and a lottery there, and that people are throwing away all this money on the lottery, because all that money that they're quote unquote wasting goes back to the schools. By the time everybody gets a little piece of that pie, that school is not getting much.
Exactly. It's not getting shit.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just all the issues that we're dealing with at this point.
Like, it makes no damn sense how, especially in downtown Norfolk area, or like when you're going past NSU, there's so many fucking potholes that you have to play Mario Kart and like duck and dodge each and every one so you don't get a fucking hole in
Like
it.
everywhere in Hampton Roads is under construction. Every single
yes, like for the past 24 years of my life, the Hampton Roads has been under construction.
And they just started doing construction on this bridge near my house, and I'm like, why in the hell are they? The thing is, American infrastructure is actually really bad, and
It's so old. That's the thing. It's so old.
We should be updating it, but it's like, damn, we have not ever caught up. And I don't know if it should be like that, but the thing is that maybe it's just not natural for interstates and stuff to just be on the road. Maybe we need to come up with a better solution to that. And we, in America, we really do pride ourselves on having a personal vehicle, but in a lot of other countries, they put emphasis on public transportation.
And here's the reason why. Look, the reason why America is so car crazy. Let's take Los Angeles for example, right? Los Angeles is the most car dependent biggest city in the entire nation. And do you want to know the reason why?
What?
If y'all watch the movie Roger Rabbit, they basically
the interstate.
They basically discussed. It was pretty much GM entire companies killing public transportation just so they could sell more cars and tires. That's the reason why. Yeah. That's the reason why LA's public transit system is so shitty. Why they don't have as many electric trolleys.
Well, there is no good public transportation system in the United States at all. We don't have a major city that just has, a great public transit system. Would you ever ride a subway in New York?
Fuck no.
If
I have ridden a subway.
I have to.
Okay. The thing is, if I have to, yes, but when I want to, hell no.
And that's not really encouraging for your citizens if they don't want to use any. But the thing is that a lot of people have the same attitude about like taking the bus. And I've taken the bus before.
Yeah, plenty of times. It's not bad at all. But
you expect to see some crazy ass people doing some shit on the bus or whatever, and it's just like it shouldn't be a terrible experience,
Yeah, pretty much. It should be everywhere and pretty much easy to use. That way, it's not as shitty.
Yeah,
it's just.
I would actually say DC's system is not too terrible.
Hell no. Every time I got lost going through the train.
Well, the thing is, that's
I think
just confusion. I mean, like overall use.
Dependably use it though.
Yeah,
because you can't really use a car there. But subways, not subway. New York's kind of the same way.
Dude, New York's system is much bigger, but it's more deep in it. In DC, you can still drive through DC.
Well, that's my whole thing. I would,
unless you're gonna be an hour late.
DC system is like right. It's like right in the middle.
Yeah, a lot of people that work in the city of New York, they have like crazy long ass commutes. Some people drive and then take a ferry and then take a subway. They have some long ass commutes up in New York.
But it's just the sheer amount of money that is to be made if they put it towards construction and everything. For example, I believe the United States government has to give around quarter of the contracts to minority businesses or whatever they contract for what projects that need to get done. Like a few years ago, there was like a $4 billion. There was a $4 billion contract with DC for the infrastructure. So therefore, there was around $800 million for minority contractors, like if you're into construction or carpentry, electricity, or whatever, for you to be able to snag up one of those contracts. Because one way I'm starting to see that most of these people get rich and become billionaires, aka old white money, is through government contracts. Because guess how Donald Trump's father got his money?
Vietnam. The war in there.
No.
What did you say?
What the
Vietnam. The war in there.
The war in Nam?
Yeah.
What the fuck? No.
That's how most. I promise you. That's how most of these motherfuckers got their money.
War?
Yeah.
That is not.
Well, yeah, sure, but from like federal contracts for housing.
Yeah.
He used to own a housing project out in the DMV area. He was one of the first people to get sued under the Civil Rights Housing Act.
What the fuck?
Something like that.
Yeah.
1973.
Yeah.
It's nuts. The federal government will throw money at you. Now I will say that on lock.
They got a blank check from the government. What would y'all do with it?
What the hell I wanted?
Throw it away, cause
A blank check?
I don't
I
trust
get to write anything I want in there.
okay, never mind. Pay off my student loans, duh.
Okay, if you had a dream, what are your guys' dream jobs? Bucket list, that kind of thing.
Counselor and a voice actor.
So
Therapist and a voice actor.
let's just say the government had some kind of a deal where they were like, I guess it would be hard to put that into money.
A contract to be a positive citizen, which means go do stuff that you enjoy that people will enjoy as well. Live your life. I think it has.
Well, he said he wants to be like a teacher, though. I mean, they do pay teachers. And you said a therapist. I don't think we have enough therapy options in the United States, or at least any that are.
And mental health budgets are being slashed like crazy, which is sad.
Yeah.
Because people need help.
But with that being said, I think the government could invest more in that. But I'm just saying, if the government said, we're going to give you all this money, we're not going to tax it or anything, whatever budget you need, here you go. What are you doing with that? What do you do with that, DJ?
Yeah, let's say any amount of money.
You can start whatever business you want, solve whatever problem.
Start like a clothing business or something.
Fashion.
Fashion. Maybe come out with a good COVID vaccine.
Something
Effective
more useful
vaccine.
like that. And it's really crazy with the Johnson & Johnson thing, because they literally just like, we'll make any vaccine, just pay us. The government's gonna, write a blank check. But that's what I'm saying though. Sometimes the government pays for some crazy stuff and they kind of don't care. They just write money to get reelected. Write money to get reelected. Write checks to get reelected.
How much money is he on a blank check? I'll give a hard number. I'll say give me 300 million.
What are you doing with 300 million?
300 million? I know with that amount of money I can do so many things. Not even just for myself. It's probably for the people that I have around me. Because I don't need 300 million personally.
You think anybody needs $300 million? Because that's one of the things with the universal basic income.
Yeah,
is that we would have to rethink money in and of itself. Because if you're guaranteed, if you're supposed to be a guaranteed, I guess, allowance, then we all have to agree that housing is going to be worth this and food is going to be worth this, which might actually be less. It actually might make the dollar amount a lot less.
Wouldn't it make sense if the government decides to pay for certain utilities like housing for everybody or plumbing, that way the citizens are taken care of? So
isn't that kind of the point of government? Is to
it is.
Yeah,
like a protection.
It's
a protection avail for the people in the area.
Yeah, they're supposed to take care of their citizens, but I mean, that's like, I don't know. That is government number one, like rule number one, because again, I don't know. I think we always cut politicians a bad rap, but I feel like a lot of people get into the field, they actually want to, make changes.
Yeah.
But we've talked a lot about like police and stuff, and I don't want to give us the appearance that we're just anti this. But the point of me bringing up that story is that I don't think these people are necessarily ill-intentioned when they go into these places, but the way the system is set up, these people kind of can't help but become bad.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like watching House of Cards. Yeah, everything just plays out, like just making a deal where it's like, I want to help 400 million
people get jobs.
Yeah, people get jobs, and it's like a guy needs to negotiate. Well, my people need oil here, and you guys are embargoing this area, so let's make a deal. It's like, we'll give you 100 million jobs.
You ever seen that guy? He gave a TED talk where he's like, I'll trade you this nail for that thing, and he trades his way up to getting a Ferrari or whatever. That's kind of what that feels like, because that's all Frank Underwood did. Is he went around and it's like, I'll get you 10,000 voters in Nebraska, but I need your signature on this next bill I'm pushing.
The next bill that'll cancel this environmental thing. It's actually good for the environment, but hey, save some money here.
You think they're going to cancel them student loans?
Well, let's talk about that real quick, because I feel.
How much student loan debt do you think is in this room right now?
Student loan debt. I know how much.
Say it without saying it.
Rose, let me say in total. I'm gonna just say expensive car. I would say a Bentley.
A Bentley?
Yeah.
Okay. DJ, how much? What could you buy with how much student loan debt you think is in this room right now?
Say it without saying it.
Say it without saying it.
Oh, Lord.
Alright, Myles, you're up.
What's our word again?
Huh?
We're saying what?
How much? Without saying it, how much student loan debt do you think is in this room right now?
Enough to buy a house, a car, and pay off.
What kind of car? Big a house.
A 2-story house with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a 2018 transportation vehicle, and a 2010 vehicle.
All right.
I wasn't asking to get that specific, but thank you.
All right.
Me, how much?
How much do you think?
Say it without saying it, though.
Yeah.
What can I get? You can buy probably 1 share of Berkshire Hathaway A.
Really? Wow, that's more than what I thought. But I see what you're saying. Because I mean, look. If we know that people are out here going out and getting debt and being preyed on by local companies, which, by the way, the whole notion of giving out student loans is stupid, is because student loans are the only type of loans where the actual receiver of the loan doesn't have to have a credit history or any kind of job whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense.
And they are kind of borderline predatory. And I think everybody can kind of agree on that. But, medical bills are also really bad, too. A lot of people, even that have decent savings, go broke because of out-of-pocket medical expenses. And even with insurance, I remember reading a story about a pretty wealthy couple who the wife got cancer. And they had a big savings. They had hundreds of thousands in savings, but after all the treatments and years and years and years, surgery after surgery, you're gonna go broke. And these people at this point had just got done battling cancer, and they've gone broke doing it, and now they can't retire because we don't have goddamn health insurance in this country.
And same thing with student loans. And
yeah,
if you know about the fact that you have a whole entire generation of people, millennials and down, who the student loan debt is what your first loan is to buying a house. I mean, for a lot of people who went to college, like for example.
Well, for Myles, it's a 4-bedroom, 2-story house with a 2018 vehicle. That's all you got to say in response to that.
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, were you saying that the thing that when you were saying that all of us say without saying how much student loan debt is in this room, were you
I was
talking about in total, or were you talking about just
total?
Total? Okay, I'm about to say.
You said buy a house, I was referring. It's called the reference.
Okay, just one.
Back to earlier.
Sorry, man. It's been such a long day, man.
Burned out.
Yes.
We talked about burnout yesterday. You wanna double back on that?
I mean, yeah. Like I said before, every now and then just need to take a nap. If I had like a maybe 10-minute nap at some point in the day, I'd probably be doing a little better. But
yeah, we're getting old.
Yeah, I was saying we're getting old as I don't know what. Tell you that. But even with all that in mind, it's like we already had $20,000 in the hole. I'm sorry, let's say $40,000 when average in the hole, without having anything to show for except for maybe a job. It's like we can't even buy a house yet. Our first real debt is student loans and not a house.
Yep.
No offense, but
That's how I started my credit journey. I took out a small loan freshman year.
yeah.
And that was, one of my first steady bills. And that helped me build up credit. And I mean, now I'm pretty good with like using loans and credit and stuff to my advantage.
But to kind of like answer your question earlier though, I think Joe Biden is going to flirt a few times. We know that Chuck Schumer and Elizabeth Warren are still fighting the most to just cancel up to 50K or all of it. I would not be surprised if we do 10. I would be shocked if he does 50. But I would still not be surprised if he does nothing.
I don't know. They're giving away a lot of money, and there's a lot of people right now that just think the government can give out free money. And I mean, because stimulus checks keep coming. People are supposed to be getting monthly stimulus checks now.
What, like $600?
Yeah, per child.
Per child?
Per child, up to $3,400.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The government's just printing money right now.
But the thing is that our economy is in a slowdown. It's not negative, but it's not 1%, and it typically grows at 1% every year, just on account of our economy growing every year.
Yeah.
The thing is that during the pandemic, instead of being plus 1%, it's only 0.6%. All that is to say is that we're in a recession. That's what the definition of a recession is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, a lot of people are thinking of this kind of like your program. It's kind of like this endless feedback loop of government prints money, lends in its own money, is paid back in its own money.
Yep.
So as long as there is a location for the money to go, the government can technically never run out of money. And student loans is kind of made up money. I mean, yeah, you have to pay to maintain the campus and pay the teachers and stuff.
The thing is that the cost of schools, the fact that schools cost so much is ridiculous because the endowment for most schools have doubled since the 1980s.
Well, that's
and most of that money,
private asset.
But the thing is that most of that money has gone to just increasing the facilities and not to like actually helping the students.
Because it's assets. They're trying to buy into assets, and that they can just claim to be, student halls and stuff like that. But every college campus also rents out stuff to their community. You can rent out all those stadiums and auditoriums and stuff for public events. And especially like if you're a college town, a lot of business does kind of go there as the culture of the college builds. What were we just talking about before that?
We were talking about we were talking about like student loans.
Student loans. So yeah, there's kind of like idea that again, as long as there's somewhere for the money to go, the government can just keep printing it. And we were talking about car dealerships and stuff earlier. When they give you a loan for your car, that money is created on the spot. The product has already been made. The value is already there. For the most part, you're just most people are not paying for a car in cash. So a lot of the times when you get the loan, it's just, they say, here are the keys, just pay us every month. Your contract is like a promise to keep paying that. And all that is to say is the money's not real. They make their money from inflation. Yep. So if inflation ever just goes down, people think that they can just pump more money in and push inflation up.
Yep.
The only issue with that is that all that money, in an ideal world, when things started moving, it would be hyperinflation. I think this is what a lot of traditional economists are thinking about.
Yep.
Is that once we are no longer out of COVID times, I'm gonna have to bleep that out because I said the damn word. But once we're out of these times, everybody's gonna have all that money, and it's just gonna start inflating the economy. The only thing wrong with that model is that there are billionaires that are not splitting that money out.
And no one is working these fucking jobs because they're not paying them.
But what's the tally at right now? We said
16.
Every time we go past a location that's like a low wage job, we're tallying the hiring things. We went to Taco Bell last night. They said they're having a hiring party. They're so desperate they're throwing a party.
Hiring party.
to get people on board.
If you show up,
you have a job.
Yes, exactly. Which is a sad thing about, but I also thought about it, like this is
nobody wants to work these jobs. Yeah, and they don't pay enough.
And this is full offense to the state of Virginia and to any state that does not have a higher minimum wage. $7.25 an hour is borderline slavery. I'm just saying.
It really is. But here's the thing.
Borderline slavery, guys. This is bullshit.
But the thing is, so we talked about the Amazon Go thing, that store where you just go in and, you know, everywhere has self-checkout. Even McDonald's now. Yeah. They just replace them all with robots. I don't even think raising the minimum wage at this point, it's too late. They should have just been raising it up until we had the technology, but now the technology is created. We're never going to be able to go back to... and people will, I'm not saying we'll never can go back, but people don't really like interacting with robots. You can replace everybody at the call center, but when you have to call a number, you would prefer to talk to a person.
Yep.
But the thing is that technology is getting so good, you can be talking to like computer AI customer service, or they can just automate a whole process like a store, the whole store experience of having to check out. Now you don't even have to check out, you just leave and it'll charge you automatically. And universal basic income to me just kind of seems like the solution for that.
Andrew Yang was flirting with that back in 2016, I think.
Yeah, well, we honestly
in 2020. Wait, both.
Just period.
Yeah.
That's been his whole platform, is that people should just get paid out. And a lot of people don't like the idea of that. The government would just give out welfare or whatever to everybody. But we don't have like an agreed upon definition of what welfare is. So every time the government gives out money, we always have to question it after the fact. Like, are these stimulus checks considered welfare?
I mean, yeah.
But nobody's complaining about these.
They're not at all. But just think about the folk that complain about Obamacare, but yet love the Affordable Care Act.
Some people are just hypocrites, but the thing is that a lot of these people, I would even probably say, are innocent. They don't know. A lot of people don't think really deep about a lot of issues. They just kind of, hear them surface level. But the thing is that for every loophole, there's going to be some shiesty person there to try to take advantage of it and make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's the purpose. Like with every single platform or every single program, there's going to be that's going to take advantage of it. Yeah. There's going to be bad sharks. It's not that the bad sharks don't make up the majority in certain groups. I'm just saying right now. Yeah, so people are saying welfare queens. No, some people do need welfare because the jobs that
the whole point of the government is to be welfare. Yes. Everybody should be living well.
You prefer look
everything
look
should be fair. They're supposed to be the middleman. We're not supposed to be in the Wild West right now.
Look what happened in Texas. I mean, when you have that laissez-faire, utility companies can be treated as these corporations that can prioritize on making money. So they're saying, hey, we're going to prioritize cheaper electricity, therefore you had cheaper rates with us. And look what happened. As soon as when a big snowstorm happened, they were blaming the quote windmills, I believe. Truthfully, it was the opposite. They just weren't prepared because their facilities was not up to par. Because they prioritized at making money over trying to produce good electricity. I mean, no offense, but if I live somewhere, I'd rather prefer my electricity company prioritize trying to give good electricity over trying to make the most money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way.
But most people don't even know what good electricity is. Most people can differentiate it. And a lot of that, what I was going to say next, is really just kind of how every industry now is getting into the game of having just really good marketing. All politicians are doing it. Everybody's so brand aware because social media is the thing. Everybody can have a platform now. But what comes along with that is people are going to try to run nasty smear campaigns. People are going to try to run and frame things to make the story make them look better in a positive light. you know, and earlier we were talking about the couple that should not be named in the car. You know, those people.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And just with everything nowadays, you know, it's just a hard. It's tough to differentiate what's real and what's not. Just at the end of the day. But how do you feel about nuclear power? Bad infrastructure all around.
That's America for you. Bad infrastructure.
Bad and bougie.
Bad.
Americans are bad and bougie.
Now we look again.
Is this a natural stopping point for our combo?
It almost is. Obviously.
What time is it? Good lord.
Yeah.
My watch died.
We sure as heck did talk a lot.
Look. We went down a real fucking rabbit hole there towards the end.
Yeah.
I feel like people are gonna get 10 minutes in and be like, these Negroes are smacked.
Nope.
And it might be apparent from second one when we're all walking around and shit, but first we want to thank our special guest DJ the Pac-Man for you know, being our special guest. Give him a round of applause. We'd like to thank, look who's awake now. We'd like to thank Myles at
𝐓𝐡𝐞 96.
You gotta do more voice impressions. I'm gonna put him on the next song. You guys are gonna think it's really the character. The whole time it's gonna be him. One of these days I'm gonna get sued for that. That'll be great publicity though. They're gonna be like,
that was fantastic,
yeah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He did this himself. And then he gets on the spot. Yeah, and we'll win.
It's a win-win. We all win.
And of course, I'm your boy, the Prince of Rhodes. Follow us on YouTube. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. I keep wanting to say button. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Follow us on all of our social medias. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Spotify, of course, you want to listen to the playlist. Follow us on Apple Music. You can listen to the podcast up there too. Anything you guys want to plug before you go?
I love you guys. Stay motivated. Stay positive.
Stay safe. Yes. Everybody be good. Everybody.
Yeah.
We're talking about burnout, and without going back into it, you know, don't let anybody overwork you. Know your worth. What did Drake say? Know yourself. Know your worth, nigga.
Yep. And please go to sleep.
Remember, peace, love, and soul.